Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode, we're going to take another break. That's right, breaks galore, because TV shows are happening. We're going to take a break from the D&D stuff.
They're not happening. This didn't happen. It's already happened. It's past tense.
The break is happening, bitch.
Wow. All right.
Thanks for having my back.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Fuck you too, bitch.
Oh, God.
Why are you, yeah, that's exactly right. That's the attitude to have.
Yeah.
That is a good attitude. Just fuck everybody.
I've had 3 primes today. I'm ready to fucking
3?
fight somebody. Yeah.
How much caffeine is in that?
200 milligrams. So 600
So
milligrams.
that's too much.
I ain't had my soda yet either, bitch.
That's too much. 400 is the daily recommended max.
Can daily recommend my nuts.
Wow. Okay. Well, today we have Ethan.
You can cut all that.
And Tyler,
I
I'm
don't
not cutting any of it.
Yes.
Tyler, and the one who is way too hopped up on caffeine.
And hate.
It's Jarrett. Yeah.
And hate.
It is.
Yeah, it's very
Look.
hateful today.
It's impressive that they pack that in Prime now.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to hate the things. And then you're over here.
Beating you at it.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to talk about today is Loki Season 2. I don't think we ever actually did a Season 1, did
Well,
we?
no, because it was already, I believe, out before we
Oh,
started
yeah,
the podcast.
it was out before we started the podcast.
I think we
but
just had
It'd have
our,
been like a year.
Yeah, I think we just had our general thoughts when we did, I guess that would have been the Phase 4 recap.
yeah, I think
We talked about Marvel TV shows.
Well, yeah, we did the
Or in
Phase
the
4,
section, yeah.
like, we
Well,
just talked about
we
it
did, like,
generally
both.
there.
As I was talking
Yeah.
in the episode, I mean, that's what I
Yeah.
was talking about.
Yeah, we did like the
Jeez,
movies.
you're both just on me today. It's great.
You're welcome. So we're going to start off. What is
What is Loki?
What is Loki? He is,
It's hard to tell.
at this point, he's everything.
He's a Norse mythological deity, or if you don't want to think it's mythological and you believe in.
Comic books.
Comic
If you'd
books.
rather
Or
believe in comic
the
books.
pagan deity of
Well, we're talking about the comic book version. Yeah.
yeah.
Either way, we're going to start with our ratings.
Oh, okay.
I don't have my dice out, which is no bueno. Ethan, what do you give it?
I'd say about a 9 out of 10.
It's very high.
Yeah.
It's me. I 8.5 to 9. Like it's a very good season. And Jarrett,
I get to be the lowest for once 8. I mean, it's
8,
still good,
yeah.
but I don't think it's as good as the first season.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
We were actually going to talk about that at some point. That's the very last thing I
So
was going
get
to talk
fucked,
about.
Ethan. You get to be on top, and I get to be on bottom.
You don't want that.
Wait a minute. You don't want...
You don't want me on top.
Okay. My brain had it backwards for some reason. I just immediately placed you as a bottom. I don't know why.
Even after I literally said he's on top.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good for you and listening.
I don't.
Yeah.
You're
we know.
welcome.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Good. So let's just jump to that one first. Did you like season 1 or 2 more, Ethan?
1 was better.
So what would you rate 1? It's because you gave 2 a 9.
Higher.
9.2.
9.2.
Okay.
What does it matter? It's
It
just slightly
doesn't.
higher.
Yeah,
It's
it's just, I agree.
like the number doesn't matter.
I'm glad to see that we all agree.
I'm not.
You said season 1 was better, you
yeah,
cunt.
but I wanted somebody to disagree, though.
No one can...
I was hoping to be Ethan.
No. No, it's better.
I'm
It's
sure.
strictly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is better. Next up, notable actors or actresses. Besides Tom Hiddleston, who always fucking kills it as Loki.
Are we including Owen Wilson? Because he's always good. I always like Owen Wilson.
I'll include Owen Wilson.
He's really good.
As a non-usable notable actor.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone else.
I don't know the actors' names,
Well,
But yeah.
You
I
don't know the
don't know-
characters'
I don't know.
names either,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, I mean,
His
it's
brain don't work no good.
my brain farted in the middle of that.
It happens.
I didn't take my CBD.
At this point, I don't know if you're telling me the truth or...
Oh, he's telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
It actually makes brain work.
Make brain work goo.
Loki season 2.
I was less impressed with Sylvie. I don't know her name.
Yeah,
Sophie D. Martino.
she was so much better in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because she was more antagonistic for part of the
I don't
first
know.
one.
It was just something like, I don't know. Her character motivation in this was weird.
Well, there wasn't one. She didn't want to be there. It was kind of like,
That's kind of what I mean. Like,
why did she come?
It's kind of like, I guess because she was just there, and I was like, this is odd.
Yeah.
I don't know,
She's like the main reason that it's not as good as season 1.
well, I would say just the writing in general
Yeah.
for at least the first 4 episodes was not as good. Last 2 were picked it up, but those first 4, I was like, ugh. I remember actively thinking after the first episode, I was like, this is not what I expected.
Kang's actor,
I'm not happy.
Jonathan
Michael Majors, isn't that his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. I don't know why I wanted to add a Michael in there.
You're thinking of Michael B. Jordan.
Probably.
I was not particularly happy with him either, but
Was it?
I could get past it. He's really just weird and not entertaining.
Really?
Not.
I liked his character, but it also raised questions to me, which one of them I have on there, because like you think about it, every Kang variant, not Kang variant, every Loki variant knows they're Loki. Every variant thinks they're who they are, but why does this one not think he's Kang?
I'm assuming you're talking about Timely.
Yes.
Yeah. I just assumed that was because he was not aware of his powers yet, or hasn't. No, I don't say powers because his powers are he's super smart. He was aware that he was super smart and that he had these great visions, but I guess the word Kang, because Kang is just one variant of a person.
Yeah.
They're not all named Kang. Like they have all like.
Oh, I thought they were all named Kang.
They all have fucking different names to differentiate them instead of being like you're Kang 1.
Well, I thought it was like Great Conqueror Kang. Or
Kang
like,
is the most popular one of the
Okay.
variants, but there is a bunch of fucking names that we'll have to
Right.
learn.
okay. Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But that still brings up the question: why is everybody else still the same name? Sylvie's the only
no.
one. Well, Sylvie's the only one.
Sylvie has a different
Yeah.
name.
But every other Loki that we seen was
That
Loki.
could just be like, I don't know if that's even a hard and fast rule or if it's just like a general like thing that they did with Loki.
Yeah.
Was it because of how long
It
he
also,
lived?
yeah, it is also implied that Loki is special in some way
Yeah.
because he keeps fucking they literally in season 1 say Loki variants keep fucking shit up. That's essentially what they're like. You keep messing up the sacred timeline.
Could one of you
Yeah,
do what you're supposed to do?
which I guess if we look at the end of the season,
Kind of did what he was supposed to do.
yeah.
Ouroboros.
Yep.
Yeah. Obi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was
man,
very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so entertaining.
I am so happy that the actor is like he's like back in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like yes.
And he's been really good. He's like knocked it out of the park
Yeah.
in both things that he's been in.
Next up, I put timey-wimey shit is so confusing. I put this in reference to like the first episode whenever he's like cutting first 2 episodes.
Oh, the time slipping
Yeah,
stuff.
the time slipping was
It's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be confusing and disorienting.
it is, and they did a very good job at that.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think it was disorienting.
I couldn't keep up with when he was
I don't think you're really supposed
as
to.
easily.
I don't think it mattered. I think that's the point is
No,
that
it does matter.
the show is linear.
Yeah.
The show is completely linear.
Yeah. But it's also neat when you go like as we get back further along in the season,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's the moment.
Yeah, like the elevator.
Yeah.
Which then that brings me to I'm skipping around all this. When that Loki was originally pruned, who did you think did it? Did you think it was anybody?
I figured it was either Loki or
Renslayer. Yeah.
I figured maybe like Owen Wilson's character Morbius. I was like, maybe or Mobius, not Morbius. It's a problem.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. Mobius. I thought maybe he did it. I don't know. Cause I could see him being like, "You got to go back, bitch." But
Yeah.
I don't know. But I pretty much always thought it was Loki. In general, I was like, I think actually even people that grabbed stills and was like, "It's Loki. You can fucking see him."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, okay.
Which, I mean, makes more sense. And then another thing that I've seen is this advanced, if you want to call it advanced, civilization that can travel through time doesn't have a better solution to sealing up a cracked helmet than duct tape.
I think that's supposed to be like part of the charm, and like it's so stupid. You're like, really?
Duct tape fixes anything.
Yeah, duct tape fixes everything.
It's like one of the best inventions ever made.
Because it for some reason, I'm not really sure if they ever even explain this or say anything, but why the fuck does it have like this 50s aesthetic to it?
Yeah.
Also,
That is,
I don't know. Because it's cool.
which I look past that because in my mind, that's just
Because
somebody.
everything's analog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's-
I imagine, I mean, you could probably say anything about it and it would be correct. But I imagine because digital stuff is very like wonky when it comes to like electromagnetic waves and stuff, analog is not.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the TVA and the comics to know if it is. If it also has like a 50s aesthetic to it.
But also if we think about like when not Kang, the stupid one.
Victor Timely.
Timely, yeah. Whenever Timely first figured out all of this stuff, it was the early 1900s.
Yeah, it's the World's Fair in 1904? Or 8? Or is it the 1800s?
No, it'd been the 1800s.
Yeah.
In 1904 was
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah, so I think it's like 1896 or something like that.
But like 50 years after that would have been about the time they would have been using all this analog electronics. So I think that makes sense because that may have been when he built it.
I don't know. I just wondered. I don't remember them ever saying, but I just kind of think it was just like a neat stylistic choice that it's like, oh, cool. Whatever.
Speaking of stylistic choices, this season made me hungry for spaghetti all the time.
The spaghettification.
Yeah.
They literally turned them into spaghetti.
Yeah, it's funny. The episode where he keeps killing Timely by sitting like they keep trying to do
That was
I
hilarious.
keep laughing.
That
I
was
laughed the first time it happened also
Oh yeah.
because I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what would happen.
Which Loki like dying at the end of that, or not dying, but having. Wait a minute. I think I'm in the wrong spot.
I don't know. I ain't even looked at that paper yet.
I have problems with
No, it
the
wasn't
show.
dying. I mean, it was dying because it's whenever he go. I don't want to get there yet. That's where I'm at with this. My next problem that I have, which this is just a logical thing. Owen Wilson has said time doesn't move at the TVA. Correct?
That is, I don't know if he said it. I stated somewhere in season 1. I can't remember.
He does.
Okay.
Yes, and you're correct.
Several
someone-
times.
Yeah, someone said, I know for sure that it doesn't move, but then it does, I guess.
But that could have been indoctrination.
Well, because
yeah,
that could have been.
it's very unclear if that's just He Who Remains as being like, time doesn't fucking work here, bitch.
Yeah, because OB
And he's lying.
says to Owen Wilson, it's been 400 years since you've been
Yeah.
down here. And if time doesn't move, how do you fucking know how long it's been?
Right.
Yeah.
That was just a thing that, as I heard it, I was
I
like,
think
that,
it's supposed to be sort of like contradictory on purpose.
Yeah,
Probably,
that's very much what it seemed like to me when they
Because
started.
if you remember, like Mobius was like reprogrammed several times.
yeah.
Everybody but OB had their memory wiped several times by
Yeah.
He Who Remains. Or it's at least implied that he.
Yeah.
For some reason, OB doesn't because he has to be there to
Well,
be.
it would have been the timekeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was He Who Remains.
Yeah.
I don't know why this poster stuck out to me, but there was a poster on the wall that was a Bring Your Own Cup poster. Did either of you two notice it?
Maybe. I don't. I'd have to see it.
Well, lucky for you, I've had it pulled up for 2 weeks.
I think
Yeah,
it does
I
seem
saw
vaguely
it.
familiar.
It
Yeah.
says, bring your own cup. If you forgot it, remember it next time. We do not provide cups or employ dishwashers. And then it says below it, automat, 17 minutes is sufficient. Or TVA automat, sorry.
Yeah.
It's just, I seen it and I thought, that's fucking hilarious because that's such a thing that a normal corporation would have.
Mm-hmm. Bring your own cup, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. Don't fuck up and forget shit.
It's just an automat filled with pie, though.
Yeah.
That's so strange. Yeah. Do you think it's always filled with pie, or do you think like that because automats would serve like certain times of day, they would serve different food?
Yeah.
Because I like looked into automats after they started going all the time, and like they would serve different times of day would serve different types of food. So I'm assuming like after a certain point in the evening, they'd just be serving dessert.
Yeah.
Right.
So does that imply it's perpetually evening?
Always,
I don't know.
Always pie time.
It's
Or, I mean, really though, you can have pie at any time of day.
That's true. I mean, I don't personally like pie, but you.
The only
can
thing
have it
that
whenever.
stops you is yourself.
Did you notice that the pie room was also circular?
No.
I think I did.
Yeah, like a pie.
I don't think I realized, like, oh, pie, yep, you get it.
Yeah, my brain.
I was like, I vaguely remember it is round.
I didn't put it on there, but the Loki interrogation scene was amazing to me.
Oh, where he's
Yeah.
where he's interrogating Brad.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then later on, like,
then it got so much worse.
Oh, so much worse. Like,
Yeah. You're like, oh, I see what would happen.
That's what he could have done.
They didn't ever show that
On purpose, because it would have been
soupy,
horrific.
It'd been like someone spilling goulash all over the floor.
I feel like that's up there with like the Mandalorian, like door closing, chopping the head off.
Yeah,
like up there with like the kind of the darkest shit that
Disney has done.
The high, what the fuck, the High Evolutionary, having his face ripped off, like dark. You're like, oh
yeah,
it's just randomly violent.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it works.
Yeah.
And then next up, Renslayer dies like a bitch.
But she doesn't. She gets. We know you get pruned. You go to the place with Aloloth.
Yes, but it's more. I mean, more so when
they
she
showed
got
that
pruned.
at the end.
Yeah.
Where she's supposed to be getting by
Aloloth.
Abeloth.
It's not Abeloth. It's like Aloith.
Aloloth.
Aloloth. That's why I said Aloloth.
Aloloth.
Yeah. The big giant smoke monster.
Cloud,
what I call
cloud
it.
Monster. Cloud monster.
Cloud monster. Sure. Smoke cloud.
I said smoke. You didn't hear it.
What?
He said big giant smoke monster. I said that's what I call Ethan.
Screw you.
Yeah.
But it just more that there was no fight with it. It was just prune.
I think that was supposed. She's not she's not as strong as a Loki variant in Sylvie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like Loki. I keep saying Loki, but it's Sylvie's. Of course, Sylvie should fuck her up and be like, "Bitch, you're dead."
Yeah. Loki, our boy Loki's finally got some friends.
He does. He's got a little crew.
Had some friends.
Well,
This variant
they're
did.
still friends from a distance, the time distance.
It's a green distance.
Yeah. What a cool scene that was. Too,
It was.
at the end.
It was.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So this is another logic thing. As they're all time slipping away, and Loki still hasn't learned to control it yet.
They weren't time slipping away. They were just getting spaghettified.
Yeah, spaghettifying. How does Loki avoid this spaghettifying?
I think he's immune to it, honestly.
Just because of of the time shift.
That's what I think he's.
Because of destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
Because of glorious purpose.
He did have a glorious purpose.
And then fighting Sylvie and dying for centuries because he's done it forever.
This
Would've
show
sucked.
likes to fucking torture, specifically this variant.
Yeah.
Because he did the same thing with, I don't know if it's for centuries, but it was a long time with Lady Sif.
And Obi.
And
with learning
Yeah,
all the
but
stuff.
like,
yeah.
I'm saying torturing him specifically, like of getting like kicked in the nuts and like beat the shit out of,
Well, and that's like,
and keep losing and learning. You have to lose.
yeah, like he kept going back in time to try and get that perfect. Well, then that didn't work. And then he had to go back and fight Sylvie over and over and over again. Speaking of Sylvie, while they were fighting, every time she kept saying, if you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me. I kept thinking of that fucking meme from, what's the blonde bitch?
Wow.
From
It's a Netflix show. It's about drugs in Missouri. Ozark.
oh
Oh,
His wife?
No.
Ruth?
The girl, and she's constantly yells, "If you want to stop me, you're going to have to fucking kill me."
I didn't watch last season. I do not remember that.
It's like,
Maybe she does. It's been a while, so I'm not saying
I'll
anything.
show it. That way you'll remember it as soon as you see it.
I probably will.
Either from memes or from the show. But it just, every time she said, "If you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me." My brain was just waiting on her to belt it out one time. Never happened, though. Last but not least, before we get on to the Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, is Loki a time god now? But I want to expand on this because I've seen a theory. Is Loki the time stone now?
Oh, you see the theory where they're not allegedly,
Because
but like theorized that they have Scarlet Witch is the Aether.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Well, Loki was the time stone. She had like the power of the Aether stone. And what was the other one? Somebody else had one. There was 3 of them, and I can't remember the other one.
I only seen the Loki green
it was
time stone.
Monica Rambeau has the power of the space stone, which I guess technically, I don't know. But like they were like, are the power of the stones becoming like empowered in people or now? I don't know.
So now that they've destroyed the stones, it's going to be people being the stones. You get them all together, they all hold hands, and
I don't think that's what's happening. But
I don't either.
I
can get on board with the Loki's.
And I don't think he's a time god either.
Okay.
Well, technically, he is.
He's the god of stories now.
Yeah.
It's a thing from the comics that they just recently did. So he is the god of stories.
Gotcha.
Technically, he is a god, and he does have a way of controlling time, but he doesn't control all time.
Yeah.
So he's like a sort of, but not quite entirely unlike a time god.
Yeah.
So.
But he's not. I don't think he's like the god of time. He's the god of stories now.
Yeah.
I think there's one other thing. His little speech right there at the end, before he becomes Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
He goes. Cool. He repeats a line from the first Thor movie when he's on the bridge and he's holding it, and he's like, Odin asks him why he did what he did. He's like, "I did it for us. I did it for all of us."
Yeah.
He repeats the line, but in a completely different context, and I'm like, God damn you, Tom Hiddleston, because it was his idea.
Oh, was it?
He was the one who came up with it. He was
it's a good circle.
It's so good. I was like, you motherfucker, you're too good at this shit.
He is really great. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
And that old guy in Avengers was wrong. There are no men like him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because who else can be time god Loki? So he had a glorious purpose.
I would say any of the Lokis. But that's getting just wonky with the variants there.
No, it can't be any of the Lokis. It has to be that specific one.
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah. Would it surprise you if we had another Loki variant that showed up at some other point?
No. I will say that I had one issue with the timey-wimey stuff.
It's timey-wimey, which is a problem.
You have branches, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Branches are the branches of time. But even if the TVA is on some sort of different... Because it's obviously outside of the time dimension that we would experience here, right?
Yeah, it's in the...
So they would be in some...
fifth dimension?
Fourth dimension is what...
12th is time. So I guess the fifth dimension...
But that doesn't mean there can't be an additional
like
version of that dimension because, I mean, we're talking about multiverse, right?
Sure.
So there's obviously different versions of space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if space is dimension 1, 2, and 3...
Yeah.
And time is the fourth dimension. Mm-hmm. The other multiverses have their own time and space dimension.
See?
Yeah. So is the TVA do you think it's just on one of those other ones that's also protected, or do you think like it's on some alternate, like tangential or parallel dimension that's watching the main?
I'm trying to think of this.
It seems to be an isolated...
Yeah, it does seem to be isolated in some form or fashion.
Somehow it's isolated to where it's the only one that exists outside and can see every other one.
And then what are all those other people in the TVA doing? Because there's like a massive place.
Yeah.
It's a huge place. It goes on for like infinity when you look at it.
Apparently, paperwork. I don't know.
What else are they doing? Are there no other people that have that control anything else there?
Not important, apparently.
Yeah.
Like that's the only one that's important.
It's like B-15, OB, Brad. What's the other dude? Casey.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's your work. It's just like Holloway's. You've got 4 or 5 really good workers, and then the rest just exist.
Yeah, they're just there. And you got 4 or 5 pulling the weight, all the weight.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just sitting around scratching their.
I mean, look how all they all go out like chumps whenever they fight. Every single one of them, every time. Like they tried taking over like a multiverse with, or not taking over, but like destroying a multiverse, and they just got wrecked by like 5 people.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I mean, yes, 2 of them are gods, but like, they didn't even really do that much.
Yeah.
No. God is really a loose term that they throw around.
It's lowercase g.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's fair. They're really just strong and durable.
Well, they're just really like strong. They're like aliens. They're strong aliens.
They're aliens that live long, have special powers that are kind of tied to Norse mythology.
Usually plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how do you kill a god?
You wait for him to die like Odin.
How do you kill a guy? They've killed several.
They killed a lot.
But
That's I think
Asgard's gone.
That's what bothers me is because some of them are just Asgardians, so they're not gods.
yeah, see, I don't think that's
and then Odin and
Hel are the only
really then
Freya
God is
Freya
just,
are the only 3.
God is really just then a title then.
Yeah,
basically
it's like a rank.
it kind of
in the
is
military.
because like Odin's the god of knowledge.
Yeah,
Loki's trickster god.
and he's not even Asgardian. He's a fucking Jotun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor's the god of hammers.
Yeah.
Yep. God of hammers.
I fucking hate that I made that joke.
But some of them weren't gods because
The Warriors 3 are not gods.
I was about to say the Warriors 3.
They're just
and they went out
Asgardians.
like fucking chumps.
I was about to say Stevenson and
Chump.
Notebook guy. They're just guys.
Notebook guy.
Notebook.
Yeah.
Notebook guy.
The one that the one with the rapier. What's his name?
Zachary Levi?
Yeah.
Is he in the Notebook? And I don't know. Okay.
He looks a lot like Gosling.
Having never, I don't see it, but
I don't see that either.
I do.
And as Fandral, he's blonde headed.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of get where you're going.
I'm gonna be 100% honest here. Didn't know that was Zachary Levi.
And only the first one, I think. Or
Okay,
the
well,
second
it's
one.
been a long time since
He's
I've
only
watched.
in one of them. And then he got replaced with someone else. I forgot who.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But the guy who replaced him
And then the Asian guy
was originally supposed to be him in the first one.
What was the Asian guy's name?
I just know
The
them
weapon guy.
I know them
all the
as
weapons.
Warriors 3. That's
Like,
what I know them
He
as.
got demolished by.
And then I only
they
know
all did.
Fandral because it sounds like an elf name.
Give me a second. I'll
And we
look
can
at
look it
it.
up. I don't know.
There's Heimdall. Volstagg was not him.
That's Ray Stevenson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hogan. Hogan.
Must be.
Yeah,
that is
Hogan.
that is so close to Hagen.
Hogan.
Hogan.
Well,
Or is it?
he's not Hagen.
No, he's not.
Hagen wouldn't have died like such a bitch.
Oh, let's.
He's
okay.
not. He's the least bitch of the 3. He actually like fights for a little bit. The other 2 are just fucking dead.
That is true.
They just die.
I miss Stevenson though.
Yeah, everybody does. All right, Rotten Tomatoes. At the time that I made this, which was probably
Like last week or week before last.
a week or 2 ago,
Yeah. Well, you had it on there.
81%
3 weeks ago.
tomato meter with 157 reviews as of 11/12/23. I forgot I put the date on here. So that's critics liked it. It's also an 81% audience score.
That's so strange.
Yeah, it's so weird to me that they were both identical. Like I double checked it like 3 different times. But so audience and critics both like it. Understandable, it's a really good show. Now on to IMDb, which you can't tell the seasons because it just has like a total.
Oh yeah, it just has the general overall
So
show rank.
I didn't even put the general overall show. Episode 1 has an 8.3 with, at the time, 12,485 reviews. I can agree with that. I thought it was better than the next 2. which are lower. Episode 2 is 7.6. Episode 3 is 7.8. And episode 4 is 8.8. And episode 5 is 8.9. And episode 6 is 9.6, which is probably one of the highest episodes I think I've seen.
I'm trying to think of something else.
It was really good and really satisfying, so I understand why.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think. I don't, maybe one of the Last of Us episodes or the Mandalorian episodes we did. I don't even know if they were that high, though. I'm just trying to think of stuff that was that high that I can think of.
I don't think Last of Us had that high of ratings, like on the episodes.
I thought maybe like the last episode, maybe.
I think it was the third episode was really high.
No, third episode was 8.1.
Was it?
Yeah. 9.3 was the highest Last of Us episode.
That's kind of close, but
That's still pretty high.
yeah.
It is.
9.6 is almost.
Like,
And it will probably end up going down over time just because people will be like, give it.
well, it probably will. And it may have already. I don't even know.
If I was to bet, I bet it's like.
Oh, nope. Chapter 16, The Rescue of The Mandalorian, has a 9.8.
Oh, wow.
16.
That's
Is that the last episode, season 2?
Yes.
That's because of Luke.
Yes.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
That was really good too. So
It's a really good episode.
It's a 9.8 with 61,000 reviews.
Yeah. But I understand why people was like, yeah, that's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great scene.
Yeah, it's great.
And speaking of looking that up, or
What about hype?
Yeah.
That was some hype.
It's actually, it says the total is an 8.2 for Loki. So between the two seasons, 7.6, 7.8.
Same thing.
Episode 4 actually dropped one. Actually, all the last 3 episodes, the first 3 stayed
Roughly
the exact same. Episode 4, 5, and 6 all dropped 0.1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So episode 6 is 9.5, and so on and so forth.
As with time, and just like generally people will you get more.
And that's with about 6,000 more reviews.
Yeah, you'll get like a bunch of 9s that will just like drop it just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
With time.
With time.
With
Time. Teamy.
Teamy. Teamy weemy.
So that will wrap up Loki season 2, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about that stuck out. I mean, with 6 episodes, it's kind of hard to.
You think they're going anywhere else?
No. I think that's
Okay.
I haven't heard
was
anything
gonna say,
about what they said.
I did have another point. Not a point, but like Ethan asking if they're going to have more of this. Originally, like the day after the last episode came out, Hiddleston was like he didn't say he was done, but he kind of like alluded that he was done playing Loki. Has since walked that back. Showrunners or somebody related to the show basically was like, yeah, we don't have plans for season 3. They have since kind of maybe walked that back and been like, well, who knows? So we might get something. I doubt we get something with this Loki variant. I have a feeling
it will be a
different Loki variant.
similar but different.
If we got a third season of the show, I personally don't think we need another one.
No, I think it's a really good place to end it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
very
perfect
nice.
place to end.
Though I would be happy if they did more because I like the way that they do Loki. Both seasons are their own encapsulated story.
Kind of.
Because you think that it's over at the end of season 1.
With an overarching story.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, they kind of lead to the next one, but it's not like it's like a cliffhanger.
Sure, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like it's like a little nugget of like here's where
But
we
you
might go.
don't know what that's going to lead to. It could lead to the movies or whatever it was. So it leaves it kind of open ended, but not like it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, where you're like it's unresolved.
Yeah. This one seems resolved a little bit. There still has some stuff with King that they haven't dealt with.
Yeah. The only, like, quote unquote, cliffhanger that they kind of left, even open end, loose end, whatever you want to call it, was Renslayer.
Sure, yeah, but I don't know.
Even then, it seems kind of set that she got eaten by.
And exactly. Like, you could leave it there, and it's done.
Yeah, but it also wouldn't surprise me if let's say they had a season 3 that she somehow ends up at the end of time, next to He Who Remains, desiccated corpse, which is another thing. Like that's the end of time. Is alluded that it's outside of time in some way, and somehow his corpse started to decay.
It's not outside time.
It's not, but
it can't be.
Yeah,
because they would have to be in some other version of time.
I don't know.
For to move and to like have like a work schedule, because that's what they do. They work and then they take a break, and they work and they take a break.
I wonder if that was maybe why they had like analog clocks or something, is like to show the passage of time.
Yeah.
Without like a sun and a moon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like they have to have time, because without time you're not moving anything. It's just space.
Yeah.
It's just stuff.
I kind of think
just there.
I think it was some bullshit he's just said.
I'm saying nothing.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Nothing moves. There's no light.
I think he was like, there's no time here, bitch.
Matter. And
so that way they don't realize that they had past lives on the timeline at some point. They're like, oh yeah, I've always been here, and time hasn't moved.
But no, I think they could do more with it. I think writing timey-wimey stuff is difficult.
It is.
And I think that if you keep doing it, you end up with a weird Doctor Who situation where nothing makes sense anymore.
Well, yeah, where David Tennant's come back 7 times.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we needed that ratings bump.
Or yeah.
They do. That's pretty much exactly what happens.
So I think they could do more. I think they don't need to do a lot more. Like maybe 1 or 2 more seasons, and that's it.
Yeah.
As long as they have Owen Wilson, I'll be happy. But they won't. I feel like he's expensive. I don't know.
I feel like he was expensive. I don't think he's that expensive now. Because he doesn't do a whole lot. Like, what has he done before this that you're like, oh, yeah.
You mean like in the past, 5 years?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Exactly. Now, if this was
there hasn't been a lot of Wes Anderson movies for him to be in.
If this was 2007, you'd be like, oh my God, he eats up the entire budget, because he was in every comedy / rom-com /
Mm-hmm. There was all those Wes Anderson movies that came out. There was the Jackie Chan movies, and then that was in the late 90s.
I only know of one movie he's in with Jackie Chan, but all right.
There's 2 of them.
There is?
Yeah. They're in a series.
Was it
the one where they're in England?
Shanghai? It's not Shanghai Noon. Is that what it is?
It might be.
I only remember one.
That's the Western one.
And they have another one.
And then they had the one with the same characters in England.
I have no memory of that one, or maybe I just can conflate them into one movie in my brain. I don't know.
Yeah, it was good. They were both really good.
So since we've finished all that up, that's time to wrap it up. We actually got more out of it than I thought we would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, once you start talking about timey-wimey stuff, you can go for a good while.
Well, I mean, what else is there to talk about? It was a good movie. It was a good show. So why not go watch it? I mean,
this is, oddly enough, I think this is probably one of the few shows, besides Last of Us and Mandalorian, just think of those 3, shows or movies that I think we would all agree on that you should go watch it.
Absolutely. I don't have any problems with it. There's some minor things, but I don't care. Yeah. It's really good.
And
there's
always
minor things.
I say that as all of us, because I know there's shows that me and Jared have watched that Ethan wouldn't recommend, or me and Ethan have watched that Jared wouldn't, which Jared's kind of, me and him are kind of the same. We're just kind of like, fuck it, go watch it for yourself and then decide.
I mean, I got stuff I would recommend that I think you guys would like, but
I mean, I did suggest that you not watch Avatar 2.
Yeah.
That's true.
Haven't watched it either.
Don't.
I didn't. Well,
don't.
In Ethan's defense, I didn't plan on watching it, and then you were like, let's do an episode about it, and Ethan watched it, and he was like, let's fucking not. And I was like, I agree with Ethan, because I didn't want to waste 3 hours.
This is the review right here. It is dog.
Fuck it. We're doing it. Fuck
hot dog water.
Haven't seen it. Fuck that movie.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Fuck it, boys. We'll do it live.
It sucks. It sucks so bad.
I didn't like the first one.
That's
I
it.
don't like the
That's
second
all I
one.
gotta
I
say.
ain't seen the second one. I only have to see it.
You didn't like the first one?
No.
I didn't think it was bad.
It's
wait for book 3. Fire.
Yeah. I was mad because they stole the fucking Avatar name. That's why I didn't like it. Not really, but
I could see
that was definitely a
for
reason.
Now they're still in the premise, so it's fine.
Now he's fucking going to be like,
all right,
look at it. I'm making Avatar.
water.
You watch it. I swear to
Earth.
God, if he does it, there'll be a fucking riot.
This next one's going to begin with, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
The Fire Navi attacked.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it'll be.
I just hope that one of the characters has a fucking arrow on their forehead. What's their name? Bang.
I hope one has like a scar over their left eye.
I broke Jared.
And he's an anti-villain.
Yeah.
And everyone from his nation hates him except for his short fat uncle. I hope that's what happens, because then everyone will be like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah.
Instead of being like, "Oh, it's so great," choking on their own cocks, fucking sucks. It sucks so hard because it's James Cameron.
It's be funny to me if it actually does happen where he makes all the elemental Navi and then he tries to pass it off as an original idea.
Then there's gonna be like there's one that encapsulates all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be 5.
Because they got on this big turtle and was like, "Can I have all the powers?"
Enough of
It's gonna
the
suck.
comparisons.
Fuck this bullshit.
Because James Cameron can't have an original thought.
Well, you're not wrong there.
That's since the 80s.
Even then, he shouldn't have had that one. So
Didn't he do Titanic?
He did.
Again, not original thought.
it's not original.
Based on a historical event.
And
with
then
fictional characters.
There's actually some like old book that the story that's in there, I don't remember what it is.
It's like a very general love story, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's a generalized love story, but it's some old book or play or something that he remade into Titanic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so even that's not original. What a piece of shit.
All right. Thanks for listening to that rant. If you've made it that far, because we've tried to stop 3 times now.
You tried
tried to stop, bitch. We're like, keep going.
I can keep going.
No, we're done. Thanks for listening. Use the link in the description, and you can find more of this ignorance everywhere.
Fine.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
James Cameron can suck it.
Suck my wee wee.